What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Pikmin 2! Last time, we went into Empress Bulblax's Hall and found a new treasure gauge! And this time, we are going to be going around the Awakening Woods once again and seeing what else it has to offer. For first, we are just going to be getting some extra Pikmin, because all of the enemies are still defeated, so we don't need to worry about them. And we still have a little bit of time today, so we don't have to worry about time really either. Why would you both go to that one? Could you guys at least try to go to the right plants? Or the right pellets? I don't need more grass. And we're just doing this to try to build up our Pikmin numbers a little bit, because I don't want to run out of Pikmin. It would be a very sad day. And next up, I think... Get out of here, you female shear grubs. Throw one on each of you. And I think we are going to split up tasks again. So, Olimar, go ahead and not take Louie. Olimar, go ahead and take all of the purples. I said all of the purples, Olimar. And we're going to go over here. And Louie, your task is the same as it was... I was going to say yesterday, but it's the same day. The same as earlier today. Go ahead and do that to try to get some more of the sprays. And now that we have more than 20 purple Pikmin, we can now push down this box. And also, what about that box makes it so heavy? Let it come up, and we just want to stun it as much as possible. And if a Pikmin is in its nose, it will still survive as long as you defeat it before it actually eats the Pikmin. And we found another dungeon! Astounding! My metal detectors are reacting violently. What could be down below? If you find treasure below, press plus to contact me and press right on the keypad on the radar screen. The exploration pod will drop its loot to make more room to carry you, Louie, and the Pikmin to safety. Well, that is what we will be doing today. Or in this episode, I guess. But I do want to grab that cloaking burrow knit to try to get a few more Pikmin. Plus, the red Pikmin should be fast enough to run past, and my treasure radar is going crazy because of that thing up there that we can't get right now. But we're going to run these back and hopefully get this done before the day runs out. Because that would be very bad if we run out of daylight here. I'm eyeing every single one of these plants. I'm like, are you a creeping chrysanthemum? And almost every time the answer is no, but... while we're waiting, I guess we might as well get some more of the spicy fruit. Why not have as many of these as physically possible? Go ahead and take that one. Come on. Basically, as soon as we get these fruit back, we're going to call it and head into that dungeon. Because I don't want to run out of time, basically. Because we are getting very close to the end of the day, I'm seeing. Grab you guys, and we are actually just going to leave you here. Because I'm going to run over here, grab these, and then we're going to run ahead. Or run over to the dungeon with Olimar. Because as long as you're inside a dungeon, time no longer matters. For some reason. It's kind of strange, but as long as you enter the dungeon within like 1 second of having the day end, you're perfectly fine. Take that as you will, I guess. We should have all of the Pikmin here. That's not the button I wanted to press, it was this one. We have all 95, and we're gonna go ahead and enter this dungeon. And once again, the white flower garden, and we have fire as a hazard, but we also have that poison hazard that we have no way of dealing with. So hopefully there's something in this dungeon. Well, in we go. And also, what type of garden is this? This is the weirdest looking garden I've ever seen. There are a bunch of sheer grubs here, but hopefully none of them actually get in the way very much. Let those two go back, and we are just going to head forward this way. And I believe, yeah, there's more sheer grubs here. Sheer grubs, the main way of dealing with them is by throwing Pikmin on top of them, which instantly takes them out, kind of like the dwarf bulborbs and the snow bulborbs. But I find it easier just to swarm them, especially when you have so many Pikmin. It's kind of hard for the sheer grubs to make any leeway. And Louie, why don't you go ahead and gather all the Pikmin and go help these guys? Because we want you to just be here for whenever they get here, and we can run Olimar over here, because I believe there's only one treasure here. We got some nice shoe polish, which is an alien billboard. In the US and Japan, this is what this is. But in Europe, this is actually a completely different item called the nutrient silo, which I will put an image of on screen, because it's weird that they would just change shoe polish to something different in Europe. But onward we go. Alright, sub-level 2. And I want to immediately separate my Pikmin. You guys are awful at this. What type of separation was that? That was terrible. But we have new enemies. These are fiery blowhogs. And as the name suggests, they shoot fire out of their faces. So that is why I want to use primarily red Pikmin for this floor. We do have a bottle cap here, which I believe needs 4 Pikmin. I could have sworn I hit the button 4 times, but sure. Send that back, and we have another fiery blowhog here. The biggest threat the fiery blowhogs have in this case against the red Pikmin is that, as you can see, after you fight them for a little bit, they will throw whatever Pikmin is on them off. And most of the time, whenever that happens, they throw them directly off of the platform, which will instantly kill your Pikmin. So you want to try to not have that happen as much as physically possible. We'll just grab this nice diamond heart. And what is the name of this? This is obviously a bottle cap for coconut water. Oh, nice. Drought ender. And 100 Pokos for that. Just grab a couple of the carcasses of the fiery blowhogs for like 8 extra Pokos. And what is this diamond heart? Oh, excuse me. Petrified heart. My bad. And it is 100 Pokos. Already a quarter of the way through our debt. And it's only episode 4. You can see it, just how quickly we're flying through this. And on to sub-level 3. I will say, similarly to the Hole of Beasts, the White Flower Garden also only has 5 sub-levels. So it is a fairly quick dungeon as well. And doesn't really have too much in it. I say that, but this level in particular is very important to us. Because if we run over here, look at what we have here. Those are some nice white-looking candy pop buds. How can there be a flower so deep underground? How can a flower so deep underground bloom so robustly? How mysterious. This place is conspicuously warm. Could it act as a kind of hothouse for foliage? What an interesting development. The Pikmin look as if they want to be tossed into the flower. You know, Ship, you gave us that spiel already. If you have any leaf Pikmin, you want to throw them in here instead. And I highly recommend throwing reds instead of purples, because you can't get more purples, you can always get more reds. And the reason I recommend throwing, specifically leaves, is because when you transform into a different Pikmin, they will always revert back to leaf form, even if they were a flower. So let's go ahead and pick some new friends. Look at those beady eyes. This is one of my favorite looking Pikmin. Incredible, a white Pikmin. It is tiny, but looks distinctively swift. Its eyes are an unseemingly red. This type of Pikmin was not mentioned in your notes. Olimar, it must be an entirely new type. Our data record on this type is a blank page, since a certain captain never documented them. Well, you know what, Ship? A certain captain didn't have to look underground for ship parts. Alright? You must experiment and make detailed observations for the benefit of future generations. Well, let me go ahead and fill you in, since the ship doesn't have any detailed notes. Let's see what notes I have. White Pikmin are very useful, specifically because they are the fastest type of Pikmin, meaning whatever they are carrying will get back very quick. Also, white Pikmin have a knack of being able to see underground and dig up anything that is buried fully underground. Amazing! The white Pikmin have unearthed a treasure that was completely buried in the ground. Perhaps those beady eyes of theirs allow them to sense objects buried in the dirt. Yes, they do! Which is very helpful for us because about half of the treasures in this game are underground. So if they couldn't, we'd be kind of stuck. Also, white Pikmin are immune to poison of any type, being attacked or of... I just completely missed that honey wisp. Can we hit it, please? Thank you. We'll need that for the white Pikmin, because I want my white Pikmin to be flowered and quick. But the white Pikmin are also immune to poison of attacks and poison obstacles, which is very helpful because we didn't have any of that in the last game or up till now in this game, and we needed it for the rest of this dungeon. Also, similarly to purple Pikmin, white Pikmin are only found underground. They do not have an onion, so they are very delicate, I will call them. Seeing as you can only get them in dungeons, and there is only a very limited amount of them. Also, super stick textile, nice. Only 80 Pokos, but we'll have to deal with that. And we're going to run down here and try to see if we can flower some of these white Pikmin. You can see that the unflowered leaf white Pikmin are actually faster than the leaf purples, which shows you just how fast they are. And when they are white Pikmin, they are actually faster than the captains when they are fully running. So they are very speedy. But we just want to head over here because I believe if we head over here, this is where the next level is. So we just want to head on down. And on sub-level 4, this is why we needed purple Pikmin. There are no enemies in this sub-level, but there are several. Louis, please. Louis, go ahead and grab everyone else and kind of just, like, hide in this corner, I guess. The white Pikmin can be used to destroy what these are. These are called poison emitters. And the white Pikmin have the ability to just run up and destroy them, which is why they are very helpful. Also, you can see just how fast the white Pikmin are. I'm not losing them at all. I don't know how many we need for that toadstool, but go ahead and grab it. And we will use these Pikmin to run over here and destroy a couple more poison emitters. I actually... Yeah, the captains are immune to the poison. So you don't have to actually worry about the captains. Also, we need 6 there, unfortunately. Jesus Christ, how fast was that? What is this called? Oh, it is actually called a toadstool. I just called it that because of the Mushroom Kingdom and stuff like that. But the toxic toadstool, very fitting. Only 30 Pokos, though. How about you guys come over here and see about helping with this chapstick? Go ahead and throw those guys over there, and I need to go grab the remaining white Pikmin that are just kind of hanging out here. And they literally beat me back to the ship. That's insane how fast they are. What is this night lip balm called? This is Survival Ointment, which is only in the US edition. The Survival Ointment, or this lip balm, is only in the US. In Europe, it is a container of Sea Bounty, which I believe is literally a can of sardines. And in Japan, it is a pepper slicer, which I have no idea what it is, but I'm putting both of the images on screen if you want to see what they look like. But I believe that is everything here. And do you have 80 Pikmin? You do have 80 Pikmin, so we're just gonna run through this poison and head to the final sub-level. Thankfully, in cutscenes, Pikmin are not affected by hazards, or literally all of my Pikmin would have been poisoned there. And our final floor. So we want to grab all of our Pikmin and immediately separate them, because I just want to grab purple, because purple is by far the best for boss fights. So I'm just going to leave my Pikmin right there, because if we run up here, this is a burrowing Snagrit, which is something from the first game. The burrowing Snagrit will hide in the ground, as you see there, and will appear every so often, and sometimes get left in the ground. And when that happens, you want to throw your Pikmin on it as quickly as possible, and try to deal as much damage as you can. As you saw, we could almost defeat it in one cycle there. And using purple are the best for this, because again, they deal the most damage, are the less likely to be eaten by doing that. And that is literally the whole boss fight with the burrowing Snagrit. Well done, Captain Olimar. You've defeated that freakish half-bird, half-serpent hybrid. Oh no, don't tell me. That treasure was ingested by that beast, wasn't it? And I'm actually going to teleport back over here and grab the rest of my Pikmin, because I want to specifically use the white Pikmin to try to travel as much as physically possible. That's not the button. That's the second time I've done that already. I want to see what's inside of these. That is... We're 3 for 3 on nectar, so go ahead and eat up, everyone. I think that is fully nectared. So let's see, we have 15 white. How many does this take? Exactly 15. Every single white. Go ahead. White. And I do want to pull off that one red. Okay, we're just gonna swarm. Everyone on everything. And since we were just carrying these back, and it's going to take a minute, I'm just going to cut ahead to when it gets back to the ship. So And this is a 5-man knapsack, which, I mean, I guess if you're the size of Olimar, this would fit 5 people. But it gives us 100 Pokos, but just like last time in the other dungeon, it also gives us a special ability. This material looks comfortable. I will use it to patch the boss's favorite sleeping bag. Seam test conclusive. Cross-stitching successful. The knapsack is complete. When you have an unoccupied time interval, press R to take a nap. And specifically what this does is, if I show this, if we're away from the ship and we want to get back there quickly, we can hit R, and our Pikmin will literally carry us back to the ship. It's not the most helpful thing because, one, it deactivates all of your other Pikmin, so if you're in a dangerous situation, it kind of just leaves your Pikmin out to dry, and I don't find myself using it very often. But from this point onward, every single boss item we get from every dungeon is going to have special effects. So doing dungeons are, one, the best way of getting Poco, because you get a lot of treasure in dungeons, and two, is very good for upgrading your captain and your Pikmin eventually. So let's go ahead and escape to the surface. Away! How strong is that geyser, by the way, that it can shoot us 5, basically, stories up into the air? But just like that, we got another 612 Pokos, and we are almost at 3,000 already, and it's only day 3. And you can see, with getting all of the enemies, that's still a good 32 Pokos, which is as much as the Toxic Toadstool. So, enemies are not the worst thing to pick up if you have the extra time to pick them up. Go ahead and save here. And because we only have so little time left, I say as the ship interrupts me. Olimar, Louis, the sun will be setting soon. Call all the Pikmin to you. This planet's native nocturnal life forms are ferocious and therefore dangerous. Load your Pikmin into the onion and yourselves into my hull so we can take refuge into low orbit. Pikmin in your squad will enter the onion on their own at day's end, so call them all to you. And... oh, these aren't even grown. Oh well. I guess we could get a few extra Pikmin. I mean, there's not a whole ton of reason to do this, but there's not much else for us to do right now. Purple, what are you doing? Leave them alone. Grab you guys, and at the very end of the day, you will get a 10-second countdown, which is basically your, like, cue to collect all of your Pikmin and get them all into your group, because if you don't have all of them in your group and you're outside of the base, you will lose Pikmin. The only exception are Pikmin that are in the base, not in your group. They will be safe because they are already at the base, and they will just go straight to their onion at the end of the day. But that is the end of our day 3. And we just get to watch all the Pikmin go back home, and us to do, like, I guess we just teleport into the ship. I don't know why we wouldn't just, like, enter the cockpit that can obviously open that we saw in the, like, opening cutscene, but oh well. So, how do we do today? Today's report. We got 1,900 Poco today. Mostly because we went through 2 different dungeons and got the one treasure from the above ground, the Sunseed Berry. So, I think that was a pretty successful day 3. And how's our Pikmin numbers? We got 107 red Pikmin, 15 white Pikmin, and 24 purple Pikmin for a total of 146. Doing pretty good for the beginning of the game. And I don't think we even lost any between those days. How's your progress, Olimar? Remember, you never get anything done if you sit back and watch from afar. Press ZR for a close-up view of the action. So yeah, sometimes these mails are also tutorials in disguise, even though the ship already gives us tutorials. Because who doesn't want more tutorials? It's everyone's favorite thing, obviously. But with that being said, I think we're gonna call this an episode. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we head back to the Awakening Woods to see if we can find anything else there, because we still haven't found the globe that we need. But until then, happy adventuring!